Does Judaism believe in taking revenge or not? Are Jews allowed to take revenge or not? Well, the Torah tells us in Leviticus that one is not allowed to take revenge from another person. The Torah tells us that one of the 613 commandments is not to take revenge, and not only are we not allowed to take revenge from another person, we're not even allowed to remind them of the bad that they did to us. The Talmud illustrates this in an episode and says that if a person comes to their neighbor and asks for a hammer, and the neighbor says, "No, I won't give you my hammer. Even though I have one, I will not give you my hammer." Okay. The next day, the same person who refused to give the hammer comes to his neighbor and asks for a screwdriver. His friend is not only obliged to give him the screwdriver, but and is not able to withhold it and say that, "Oh, well, you didn't give me your hammer, so I won't give you my screwdriver." You're not allowed to do that. Well, not only aren't you forbidden from doing that, but you're not even allowed to say, "Well, I'm going to give you my screwdriver. I'm not a bad person like you. You wouldn't give me your hammer. I'll give you my screwdriver gladly." You're not even allowed to do that. So it seems like Judaism forbids any form of revenge or anything that resembles revenge. On the other hand, we find many laws in Judaism that do show a tougher stance. We know that there's an extensive court system. If anyone has any issue with another person, they can take them to court. We know that there's such a concept in the Talmud that if someone does injustice to another person, they can bear a grudge on them and they can remember that and be upset at him. They have the right to do that. So on the other hand, you do have an extensive system that shows very little forgiveness, a system that has strict justice and very little forgiveness. So is Judaism a revenging religion or not? Well, the answer is simple. It all has to do with consequences. If someone does something to you, and you're able to restore ties or you're able to recover the damage, then Judaism encourages you to find a solution for that. Judaism would never tell a person, "Well, just give him the other cheek and forget about it." No, if a person was harmed, hurt, or if anything serious was done to them, they should seek justice and they should, in the proper way, go and resolve the issue. At the same time, if something is inconsequential, for example, if someone wouldn't give you their hammer, it's over. They don't owe you the hammer. They didn't have to give it to you. It just didn't have to happen. It wasn't the nicest thing to do, but it didn't have to happen. So in that case, Judaism says, you know what? It's inconsequential. Please don't hold an inconsequential grudge against another person. If there's no productive, positive way to solve things, just stay out of it. Forget about it. Move on. Remember that God's in charge of everything and that your fate is most importantly in your hands and in God's hands, not in other people's hands. It's a positive message. It's a message of telling you, take control of your life. You're okay. You're bigger than the small petty things. And hey, just forget about what the other people did to you. Move on. Thank you so much for listening. Please don't forget to subscribe.